Hello, Scorpio friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Scorpio February 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Scorpio is your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, or any other placement of Scorpio you're watching for. What we're going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Scorpio, so like birthday around November 15th through the rest of the sign, or other Scorpio placement like around 23 degrees to the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Sagittarius report, as you will find benefit from both readings if you are in that very late degree spectrum. I'm calling the theme of this report emotional freedom, and I will go into the details of why I am bringing that theme up and why I see that present in many layers in your chart at this time, and also in the time before and after this. This is a longer term theme that's also especially being highlighted now. But there are also lots of other things to talk about to help you understand the nature of this month. And so I'm going to give you all those layers. First big thing that I love about this month is that we have another month of more sweet aspects compared to salty, which means that the road bumps will be fewer and the sweet connections will be greater. Okay, so it's not everything in our report, but it is definitely something, and you will notice it. Also, especially important to Scorpios who have been going through a lot with the crazy Scorpio eclipse cycle that started at the end of 2021, rocked us straight through the end of 2022. We're in a break now before we go back into the next eclipse cycle of Taurus Scorpio, ending up at the end of 2023 with the final storyline for those eclipses. But in January and February, we've got a little break here, integration before the next cycle starts, and that next eclipse season will start to warm up in March and really get going in April and May. So enjoy the break, because I know a lot of changes have been going on and the intensity has been pretty high. One of the most important general things to know about this month is that February, March, beginning of April is the first and longest open window of direct planets of 2023. Direct planets are when they're not going in retrograde. And not only is Mars and Mercury direct as of last month, but also all of the outer planets we look at in Western astrology, the traditional ones that we look at, are all direct, and it's very rare that that happens. So it's a time of just freedom and flow and openness and catching up and making up for lost time and really taking, expanding by leaps and bounds, especially from the frustrations and hindrances that occurred through the Mars retrograde cycle that really lasted from September into January, and we're just kind of getting out of the fog of it now, which is especially important for you as a Scorpio because Mars is one of your co-rulers. So this is, a really big time where the heaviness of the emotional, entrapment and karma, we're starting to be able to bubble up and see more possibilities. And it doesn't stop you from being a Scorpio or managing energy and emotions the way you usually do, but it is definitely giving you opportunities to have more emotional freedom. And I'm going to dive into those possibilities in just a second here, but I just want to reiterate the difference between a retrograde flow, which has been September of last year through January, has been a time for inward, backward, going back over things, trying things on, experimental, sort of just hanging out in your web and seeing what food comes to you. Not a time to force things, not a time for being super proactive. But now all of that's changed. So now February, March into April is the time to be proactive, is the time to start pushing forward. That fog of the Mars retrograde clears completely in the beginning of March, and every day we get into February, you're going to feel it more and more. Ambitions returning, energy levels returning, clarity about how to use your energy, that crazy vacillation that you've been having, going back and forth, stuck between two options that Mars in, back and forth Gemini has brought us for all this time. You might start to see clarity and be able to make decisions in places you were stuck, or be able to move forward with something that has been pending for a long time. You'll want to take really good advantage of this open period for big decisions, big moves, big launches, big announcements, because even though we'll have a couple of more open periods free from personal planet retrogrades, we're not going to have any other period of time this year that's free from outer planet retrogrades. So this is pretty unique and pretty special, and pretty ripe and ready for you to blaze forward in wonderful ways. If you want to have access to my calendar for 2023 of the retrograde and direct cycles and the free periods, within the shadow periods and just that complex web, you can go to AnnieBAstrology.com, Annie, the letter B, astrology.com, and sign up for my exclusive content portal. And there's lots of stuff fun to have in there. But one of the modules is that 2023 retrograde planner, so that you can know when to best align what efforts, because direct energies come with certain things and retrograde energies come with certain things. So I outline those energies and to help you align your decisions and your actions with the natural rhythms of the universe so that things are easier for you and more fulfilling. Okay, so let's start to talk about this emotional freedom and some opportunities that are available to you if you so choose to take them. This is the kind of energy that you might just start to feel spontaneously without doing anything, but it could be intensified or really manifested by you taking action, which is why I'm telling you about it. So in general, we know, you know better than anyone. I live with a Scorpio, so I've had a crash course in the way that energy moves through Scorpios because my husband is Scorpio. This can be a really wonderful asset in many ways, but your emotional nature can sometimes be debilitating and overwhelming to you. And the way that you internally hold emotions can sometimes cause some trouble for you, health and otherwise. And I know many Scorpios who would like to have a little freedom from that intensity. Okay, so let's look at some of these layers. Jupiter is moving forward through Aries in your house of health and your house of your daily routine. When Scorpios get overwhelmed, things can get crazy fast. So this is a time from now, especially into May of this year, and it started last year, for you to be able to put systems and organization into your life that helps to prevent the overwhelm before it happens. So one way you can have emotional freedom is to have less overwhelm. And one way you can have less overwhelm is to have better systems. Jupiter wants to help you with this. Now, another way that you can prevent overwhelm is by having your finances in order. So if you're a Scorpio that is struggling financially, then that's been a source of major pressure for you and a source of a lot of heavy emotions. Then getting your finances situated, that's going to be really helpful. And fortunately, Jupiter in this placement can actually bring you more work. It can bring you more industry. It can bring you more income. It can help you expand your business or help you get promotions or other work projects. So that is one of the things that just on its own could help. You might have a different kind of overwhelm through having to do the work, but at least it would help offset the intensity of the financial issues. If you find that you have a pattern of financial stories that are not fulfilling for you and are dramatic and stressful, then this could be a time when Jupiter can help you to work on your money consciousness. All right, so I have some free resources for this. You can go to lumelife.com, L-U-M-E life.com, and scroll down until you see the Unleash Your Money Magnet course. This is a free course that I've made available to help you understand the workings of money consciousness and how you can change your money consciousness, and actual tips and tricks and resources that you can use to shift your financial experience, because our experience comes through our mindset, and our mindset can be picked up from our parents, from society, from our experiences, from karmic, whatever. But this is something that wants to happen for you now. There are opportunities that you have to change your deep beliefs about money, which can change your prosperity and how you have to work to get money. So this is a way that you can have emotional freedom by really doing some work on this problem and resolving it. And there are so many opportunities for you to do this at this time. Another opportunity for you to have more emotional freedom has to do with changing some ways that you're thinking of things. Now, every person, every sign can have aspects of being stubborn or resistant to things that are good for us. So there's nothing specific in this for Scorpios. But there is something specific in the chart for Scorpio that's saying that there are some ways that you're viewing relationship, some ways you may be viewing your role, whether it's gender or whether it's age or whether it's, whatever limitations you have felt that someone has put on you Like, because you are this gender, you're supposed to do this, or because you are this age, you're supposed to do this, or because you are this so-and-so, you're supposed to do this. So if there are belief systems that are keeping you down, then the planet Uranus moving through your 7th house of relationships, so this is like the way that you're seeing yourself within relationship and your roles, is also conjunct transiting North Node, which is part of this eclipse cycle, which can be part of the freedom from the emotional torrent, especially related to having belief systems that are keeping you blocked up. Okay, so if you can be open to the possibility that some things that you're thinking are causing you heartache and grief, then maybe you could be open to the possibility of seeing things a different way that can bring you more freedom and joy. Okay, so another area of your chart that's being lit up, both in the long-term way from Saturn being there and the short-term way from the Sun being there this month, is having to do with home and family. Okay, so there could be home or housing or family situations that want your attention. There are very likely several things you can name right off the top of your head regarding family dynamics, whether it's your family of origin or the family that you live with, or people that feel like family that's part of, your familial experience, that you have a problem with, that you are harboring negative feelings about, or that you feel wronged you, or that maybe you feel like you wronged. And this is hovering in your space and it's keeping you from being free. So Saturn in this space is giving you the chance to, and the Sun as well, as like a spotlight, showing like a bright light in a dark room, showing you where the crevices and the cracks and the wet cobwebs are. So you're having an opportunity to really look at some things that have to be addressed and actually take the action to do them. And this is one way that all of this proactive energy, in this kind of like rare configuration, can really help to bring you more freedom. So if you just pick 3 people or 3 situations that you really either need to come to terms with, you need to communicate with someone, if there's anyone in your life that you have some things that you want to tell them, and now keep them positive in the way that they're either positive feelings that you want to tell them, or if it's something negative, try to keep it framed to how it makes you feel, not telling the person what they are, or, using language that will help you be heard, basically. But this is like a prelude also to a deeper storyline, because Pluto is about to go into Aquarius. And as it does, it's going to start squaring the 4th house cusp of your family. So you're basically going to want to tell anybody in your life whom you would regret if you didn't have another chance to tell them something important. You're going to want to figure those things out and get that off your chest. Now, I know that's a little bit heavy, but I do also know that Scorpios tend to dwell in the realms of clearing through that muck. And I did tell you that this is a bit of an integration month and a lighter month compared to those eclipses. But all of that being said, there's still ways that you can become more free and use all of this lighter energy and all of this easier and forward-moving energy this month to crack open certain things that have been causing you a lot of problems so that you can find the emotional freedom. Okay, so I gave you lots of ways you can use, the stars to crack open your emotional space and help you feel lighter and freer. And I want to talk about some just nice aspects. All right, so we've got a couple of things to note. February 19th through 20th, we've got the new moon at 1 degree of Pisces. This is fellow water sign. Also, we've got Venus moving through Pisces, fellow water sign. Both this new moon and this transit of Venus is aspecting your 5th house of romance and true love and creativity. And in this water energy, just shows that there's a good chance for wonderful, fulfilling connections. So if you are close to 1 degree, so we'll say early degree Scorpios like October 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, you all will get the biggest kiss from this new moon. But the rest of you are not left out of this, because this is still a trine to your Scorpio placement. And this can bring new beginnings. as it relates to relationship or something involving your children or children in general, or you doing something that you've always really wanted to do. And the Venus energy, Venus, which rules love and beauty and money, is also making that beautiful trine. Additionally, we have star goddess Vesta, which rules home and family and the sacred flame of what keeps you burning with your soul desires and the things that make you feel fulfilled. We've got a beautiful trine with Vesta this month, and it's been ongoing and it's continuing this month. So you've got multiple energies, including long-term Neptune in Pisces, also making trines. So you've got short and long-term storylines really trying to help to bind your creativity with what you put out into the world. So your creative projects, your playful side, your expressive side, your lighter side, the place where that alchemy that occurs from you doing all that deep work and having working through all those heavy emotions, that lightness that comes from that work in the form of your creative expression and your gifts and your talents and even hidden talents, all of that related to how you present yourself out to the world. You have short and long-term energies really supporting that expansion and beautiful blessings this month for all of that. If you want to know more dates of aspects and how they may affect you, then you will love to have my written report that I send to my email newsletter group, which you can sign up for at anniehelpsyou.com. Just see where it says, sign up for my free email newsletter. You get lots of freebies there. You can also see all my free offerings on that site. And if you want to learn to do astrology, if you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn either for your own self-development or to earn money as an astrologer, straight up, I can teach you how to do that. I can take you from ground zero to professional astrologer, or take you from a student of astrology to someone who can give a kick-butt reading in the normal reading amount of time and earn money for it. So you can go to beastropro.com, astropro.com to see my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. And all of these links are also in the notes underneath the video or podcast if you missed any of them. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.